Hey, everybody. Welcome to Vikings Report with Drew and Ted. He's not Ted, I am. I'm not Drew, he is. And Ruby's around here somewhere. Toonces, how are you?
Sick and tired of the stupid Vikings.
So say we won, so say we all.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
We normally do a TV show. We're not doing one tonight. We'll explain here in a minute. Drewster, my friend, how are you?
Doing great, Ted. How are you coming into this last week of the regular season?
If I was any better, my friend, I think I might be against the law. I would be illegal in about 24 states.
I'm still recovering from that live show we did.
That was a marathon, wasn't it?
That was awesome, dude. I had a great time.
Now I know how Kenyans feel when they run like a 4-minute mile for 26 miles in the Olympics. Holy smokes, I was beat.
It won every year for like 50 years.
It's a better dynasty than Brady and the Patriots. All right. So, you know what we should do?
Ted?
Yeah?
I'm cooler than you are. So why don't you fix your little end of the regular season Mike Zimmer problems and light this candle?
He's right. Light that candle and send him into the sun.
Yes! Resume the firing!
All right, I'm cooler than you are. Why don't you fix your little problems and light this candle?
He's right. Let's light this candle.
He surely is. Light the candle.
Yes. Resume the countdown.
All right, folks, if you'll notice, this is a kind of an unorthodox start for us. We usually do a TV show, and then we roll into Vikings news. We know there is a ton of Vikings news on the horizon, but we are recording between the putrid showing on Sunday night in Lambeau Field and the absolutely meaningless regular season finale this weekend in US Bank Stadium. And I'm telling you, there's no news we really want to talk about. There's a lot of speculation. There's Mike Zimmer's status is very much in doubt. Rick Spielman's status is very much in doubt. There's a lot of talk about what's going to happen with some of these veterans and their big contracts. And look, we're going to talk about all of that. We got an entire offseason. We got Drew's draft preview coming up. We're going to hit all of that.
Hey, that's what she said.
We're just not going to do it tonight.
Ted and Drew's motto, we're going to hit all of that.
Maybe when we're in our teens. Only thing I hit now is to bed about 9:45 at night. It's time to go to sleep.
We do have a lot of episodes coming up. There's a lot of time frame to go over a lot of things with this team. All the Zimmer and Spielman, we got all that ready for you. Don't think we're not going to cover it, but we're going to kind of wrap this one up this week for the end of the year party, end of the year for the Vikings against the Bears. And, last Sunday night during our live telecast, Ted, that was actually our 1-year anniversary for Vikings Report. That was January 2nd.
Was that our actual exact 1-year anniversary?
Exact day. We started January 2nd of 2021.
Happy anniversary. I got you absolutely nothing.
You got nothing. Nothing. You don't got a thing.
I got you nothing, too. To give people a little bit of a background, Ted and I used to be on this other network doing another show. It took me about 3 episodes when Ted Glover came in to realize that we got to do a show. This guy's awesome. That's how it all got started in my brain. 6 months later, I asked Ted. That was January of 2021. I was talking about a release date for March, and Ted said, to hell with it. Let's just go on the air now. And we started 3 months early, which I'm very thankful that you came up with that idea. But that's kind of in a nutshell, how Vikings Report got started. And I appreciate you accepting to do this show with me. And you are the best host in the business. And let's have another killer year.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And this has been a hell of a ride for me. I had a lot of fun. This is episode 48, along with our post-game shows and our live watch parties. I don't know. We're probably at like 70 something, but yeah, this is our 48th episode of Vikings Report. Drew and Ted, we're pretty fired up about it. For the Viking stuff, look, for those of you that follow us, we are on Sundays right after the Vikings game is over with. So Sunday afternoon, as soon as the Bears game ends, check us out on our YouTube channel, Vikings Report Rewind. Our buddy Christopher Gates will join us. We'll start hitting all the coach stuff and personnel stuff and all that then. But right now, there's really nothing going on. It's just all anticipated, really nothing substantial to report other than rumors. And we like to wait until we get some facts and sort of figure out what's going on But we'll get to all of that. I promise you we'll get to all of that. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to roll right into our hashtag nobody cares about your fantasy segment, because this contest is coming down to the wire. We started in week 1, and we now have 4 people that are eligible to win. Our current leader, GMAX72, has 10 points. Our second place guy, Andrew Erickson, has 9. And then Jason Feinhage and Nick Howard have 8 points each. Now, you're thinking with only 1 week left, Jason and Nick can't win. You're right, but they can finish in second place. And we decided we're going to give a prize out for second place. What is that prize, Drew?
The Justin Jefferson plaque, Ted. We'll put up a picture of it.
The Justin Jefferson plaque. There you go. You know, we like to give away prizes here. We're a benevolent dictatorship of a show.
We are benevolent, whatever that means. But Nick, and whoever you meant, Jason. They can win the Justin Jefferson plaque.
So now, what happens if we have a tie? What happens if Andrew catches GMAC and they both finish with 10 points, or GMAC wins outright and Andrew ties with like Nick or Jason or both of them? Just like we did for our live draft show with our prizes, we've got the bag of cornucopia. We're going to draw your name out of the bag, and whosever name we draw, you're the winner of that prize. The first prize, set of cards we've been talking about, the Vikings trading cards on that nice frame, and the that really cool flask, the early 1970s flask, alcohol flask. So the winner gets those 2 prizes. The person who comes in second place, also known as the first loser.
Always remember, if you ain't first, you're last.
But hey, that's okay. That's fine. Gets the nice Justin Jefferson plaque. Drew, you're like on a 26-week winning streak.
I won again.
You did. So congratulations. Now, Ruby and I have not won in like a month and a half of Sundays. As it was pointed out to me last week that if she hadn't won in a month of Sundays, neither have I. So there you go, Ruby. Mea culpa. We both stink.
That is benevolent. Does that fit there?
Sure.
What does benevolent mean? So I don't look. What does it mean?
Okay, benevolent is an adjective, quite formal. It means well-meaning, with goodwill towards people, wanting to do good and to help.
You don't know either? All right, we're on the
All
road.
right. So, Drew, since you're in first place and you're going to win the season standings between you, me, and Ruby, why don't you let us know who your team is?
Well, thank you, Smitty. I appreciate that. Letting me go first. I have my quarterback is Carson Wentz from the Colts. My running back is Devin Singletary from the Bills. My wide receiver is Kendrick Bourne of the Patriots. My other wide receiver is Zay Jones, because I just dig that name, Zay. Zay Jones from the Raiders, and when you take on the Chargers. And my tight end is Ucha Kuchen Mok Schnell Pat Freiermuth. Ustad Mucken, Lack Tutat Makrei. Pat Freiermuth from the Steelers. Big Freiermuth, Ted.
All righty. Ruby, do you want to let us know who your team is?
This week I have Ben Roethlisberger in his last game.
Whoa, that's a good pick.
Austin Eckler is my running back. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Odell Beckham are my wide receivers. And I also have Pat Freiermuth as my tight end.
Got the German in there. Let's go.
This is going to be interesting. Drew, you got a good team.
Oh, here we go.
Ruby, you got a pretty good team. But I think what we have is the winning team here to break the streak. My quarterback, Trey Lance, San Francisco 49ers. Running back, A.J. Dillon, Green Bay. Wide receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Detroit. My other wide receiver, Cyril Grayson, Tampa Bay. And my tight end is also Pat Freiermuth, Pittsburgh.
Wait, it took us to the last season to get a triple use from a player.
I think so.
We had that all season, all 18 weeks, and we tripled up on Pootstack and looking not Schnell Freiermuth.
Auslander Raus.
This is going to be crazy, dude.
I would also like to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like some bonus points or something, maybe give myself a gold star, because I did not use Sharon Rogers the entire season. Thank you very much.
That's almost worth bonus points right there.
That's a round of applause, actually.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Appreciate you sticking to the rivalry hate. I'm a shameless sellout trying to win. I don't care. A lot of good it did me. All right. Ruby's going to put fantasy teams up on the board, up on the screen again. If anybody else wants to play just to see how it goes, that's fine. But the only 4 folks that can win at this point are G-Mac, Andrew, Jason, and Nick.
There can be only one.
So make sure you guys get your entries in below in the YouTube comments here. Team Ted, Team Toonces, or Team Drew. Next week, we will let you know who won this game. We also are going to reveal who won our over-under game that we started way back before the season. If you recall, Drew gave you 10 categories over 10 episodes, and you were to pick whether you're over or under. He's got all those results, and once the season ends, he's going to tally everything up, and we are going to reveal our over-under winner next week as well. And that is it was $100 or $150.
$100 gift certificate to NFLshop.com.
$100 gift certificate to NFLshop.com because we had several people participate who are not Vikings fans. So, hey, thanks for watching, even though you're not a Vikings fan, and I hope your team did better than ours.
Vikings Report is in the giving mood after this week. We're giving out some serious swag next week.
We're like Publishers Clearinghouse, man. You can win a prize a week. We're just not going to show up at your house with balloons and a big stupid check.
We just arrived at the winner's address. It's an apartment building, so who knows how we'll get in. But we got the roses, we got the balloons, we got the big check, and I have a real check in my pocket.
Nobody's ever won that.
It's a scam like the Mike Zimmer regime has been a scam. We are still going to do our weekly preview. You know, we take our responsibilities at Vikings Report, Drew and Ted, very seriously.
It is no laughing matter.
And before we get to the preview, I think our buddy Robert W. Farnsworth, he is ready to go. The AM radio signal is up and running from US Bank Stadium. So give us a quick second. We'll patch Robert in.
Hello, everybody. Robert W. Farnsworth here. This week, our downtrodden boys in purple end a disappointing campaign at home at US Bank Stadium against Matt Nagy, the deadbeat on his way out coach and the dastardly Chicago Bears. Can our boys in purple find a little pride, or will they lay down like dogs? We'll find out.
The fake, Bridgewater in trouble, and he flipped it to Adrian Peterson, and Peterson with lots of room. The anger of Alabama.
No, not for you.
It's blocked. Another blocked punt. Everson Griffin has the football, and he's going to have a Viking touchdown.
All right. Thank you, Robert.
Thanks, Robert.
So this week, our Vikings take on the Chicago Bears to end what has been a very disappointing 2021 season. So Ruby's going to put up our preview board that we've been doing all year. We're doing things just a little bit different this week. We've got our categories. We start with quarterback. We end with intangibles like we always do. But we're going to treat these categories just a little bit different this week. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Drew, for quarterback.
Yeah.
We're not comparing Kirk Cousins and Justin Fields. We're asking a question this week, Drewster.
Okay.
Which team is going to have the better quarterback situation in 3 years? The Chicago Bears or the Minnesota Vikings? Nobody speak at once. I can't hear you all at the same time.
At this point, you kind of got to give the nod to Chicago because they're a step ahead with Fields, and we don't know where we're at with Cousins, right? That's how I look at it.
Yeah, there's a lot of debate as what's going to happen with Kirk. I don't know if Kirk coming back next year or if they extend him, what the deal is, but I don't know that Kirk Cousins is going to be the Vikings quarterback in 3 years, and how far along will the Vikings be in finding Kirk's replacement. So, yeah, I kind of got to go with the Chicago Bears too. So, yeah, we'll give the Bears the check mark. For the running game, it's a running theme, so I want to ask you a question. What's the better movie, Running Man or Runaway Bride?
Come on, dude. It's got to be Running Man.
Yeah, Running Man.
Remember Richard Dawson was the bad guy?
He was.
Fireball was Jim Brown, the running back. And Jesse Ventura, I think, was in there. Something.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. Running Man. I'm a big Running Man fan.
Yeah, me too. I got to go with Running Man. There's also another really good movie with the word running in it. It's called Running Scared with Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines. They're two Chicago police detectives.
Excellent movie.
Oh, no, he didn't know what Deuteronomy was. I used to inform for Hayes and Costanza, but I don't no more because they made me mad.
Running Scared was one of those movies you're thinking, that's never going to work out. Hines and Billy Crystal, was it?
Oh, it was a great movie.
It was a great movie. What about Cool Runnings?
Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah. Yeah, with Jamaican bobsled team, John Candy, the late, great John Candy.
Cool Runnings, Running Man.
As you can tell, we're about 2 topics into this. Drew and I were having a hard time, like, even getting in front of the camera and recording. But we decided to do this because, look, here's the deal. This game is like the sequel, a bad sequel from a bad original movie. Like, did you ever see Paul Blart Mall Cop? There was actually a sequel to this movie, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
What's the worst sequel of all time?
Oh, geez. I don't know. There's a lot of them. So as you can tell, we're kind of having a little fun with this. If you're looking for serious analysis this week, you're not getting it. You're getting Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. So for our O-line, let's continue on. I just wanted to bring that in.
Okay.
O-line. So last year, one of our very first episodes, we were talking about former Vikings offensive lineman Brett Jones. And Drew, you had asked me, does he ever play? And I said something to the effect, he's a Sasquatch. And so we were talking about this. We decided we're going to come up with a Sasquatch award. So our 2020 Sasquatch award, our inaugural Sasquatch award winner was Brett Jones. Our 2021 Sasquatch award winner is who, Drew Bunting?
Gotta be Quiet Wyatt Davis, isn't it?
Come on, ride the bench.
Come on, ride the bench.
Quiet Wyatt Davis gets our 2021 Sasquatch award. As you can see, we have a very high quality trophy made for Wyatt Davis. And it'll go hopefully in a place of honor in his house.
If you're really a human being, congrats to you, brother.
He existed at Ohio State. Has he been like kidnapped by aliens or something? Is he like somewhere deep in the bowels of Area 51? Guy I thought was going to be a day one starter, hadn't sniffed the field all year. Defense. As you can see, we normally have defensive line, linebacker, secondary. We've just combined it into one category this week because we want to know who has the better defensive nickname. The Chicago Bears Monsters of the Midway or the Minnesota Vikings Purple People Eaters?
Monsters of the Midway is definitely a killer name, but nothing's more powerful than the Purple People Eaters.
I don't think so.
To me, it's Purple People Eaters and Steel Curtain.
Yeah.
Those are the two. I really like those two nicknames. Monsters of the Midway is right up there, but I got to give my check mark to the Purple People Eaters on this one, Ted.
I have to do the same. A little bit of Homer favoritism there. Our next category is a little bit different this week. It's red zone / dead zone. Drew, either of these teams going to score inside the 20?
Nobody gets my freaking check mark on the dead zone, the red zone. Come on, man. No, neither one will. Neither one will. I don't even know what to expect, but nobody gets a check mark for anything.
We're only watching this game so we can talk intelligently about it on Sunday after the game on Vikings Report Rewind.
We will be live, folks. Join us after the game. We're going to have a killer show.
We are. Like, I'm not even getting paid to watch this game. Like, if I was a national pundit, they'd at least be sending me some money. I'm doing it for free. And I don't know why. Like, if I didn't have to talk about this game after the fact on Sunday, I might actually watch the dead zone instead. I kind of hope, like, somebody tries to kick a field goal and hits the upright, bounces back in the field, and somebody runs it back for a touchdown. I don't know, whatever. Speaking of kicking, time for our special teams category. UFC 844. Greg Joseph and Cairo Santos is the main event in a cage match.
Yeah,
Who you got? Yeah. Who you betting on? Who you got?
Well, Ted, we'd have to go to the tail of the tape for that. We got Greg Joseph's a little younger. He's 27 years old. Cairo Santos is 30.
Really?
Both of them born out of the country. Greg Joseph was born in Johannesburg, South Africa, and Cairo Santos was born in São Paulo, Brazil.
Oh, really?
You know, Joseph, 6 foot 210, Santos, 5'8", 160. I got to go with the younger Joseph in the cage match.
All right. Knockout, TKO?
It might be the buffer factor, though. You might have to work in the buffer factor in this corner. But how he says, Cairo Sando.
Are you ready? Let's get ready to rumble!
Wait, give me some Jim from Taxi.
So, you have 2 kickers and a cage match. Hokey doke! All right, coaching. We cannot have a preview without coaching. Only in this instance, we are asking a question. Which coach gets fired first? Matt Nagy or Mike Zimmer? Drew?
All day when he came up with this idea for this question, I was thinking Nagy's going to be first. I'm changing my pick. Zimmer gets my check. I think Zimmer's going to get fired 45 minutes after that game ends.
I was going to say, do you remember how the Wilfs handled the Tice firing? They handed out a press release while Tice was still on the field doing an interview. His son got the press release before Tice did and said, "Hey, Dad, it looks like you've been canned."
No way.
Oh, he was fired before he got back to the locker room. Yeah, they had Childress already flying into town. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
He got kind of a raw deal.
Who do you think gets fired first?
I think Zimmer gets fired at 8:15 a.m. Central Time, no later than. I'm gonna say Nagy gets fired a little bit later because Martha McCaskey's she's old, and so she's going to sleep in a little bit longer and going to have some coffee and take her time because she doesn't care. She'll leave Nagy hanging by a thread. She doesn't care, and she'll fire him about 10:15. Do we both agree they're going to be fired on Black Monday?
Both gone.
Yeah, I think they're both going to be gone on Black Monday. Our final category, my favorite one, ever since I was a little kid, I watched Jimmy the Greek and Brent Musburger do this. Intangibles. Drew, I have a question for you for intangibles.
You do, huh? I have a serious answer, probably.
Okay. Do you think the Vikings should just kind of, I don't want to say tank, but play not to win? I mean, Mike Zimmer has coached not to win the entire season. So, what would be wrong with them playing not to win Sunday? They could improve their draft position. They could theoretically, based on how everything else shakes out, they might get a 9 or 10 spot in the draft. That would be good. I'm going to answer the question this way. Am I going to cheer for the Vikings to do well and win? I am. Am I going to be really mad or irritated if they lose? I'm not. I'm just not.
Oh, wait. Breaking news. Jim Harbaugh, he agreed to the Raiders job an hour ago. Then he agreed to the Broncos job. Then the Jacksonville job. Now he's agreed to the Vikings job.
Oh.
There we go. He's going to coach 4 teams next year, Ted.
Oh. Okay.
And he's staying at Michigan.
Oh, that'll work out well for everybody, I think. So everybody he coaches for is going to get beat in a playoff game by 40 points.
But we still beat Ohio State, so we're always going to hang our hat on that one.
Shut up.
42 points. Sorry, Ken.
One time in 8 years, and you're all froggy. Okay. Hokey doke. So that's our kind of unorthodox preview for the week. Remember, like we said, we've got a lot of stuff coming this offseason. The Vikings are going to be busy both on and off the field with free agency and the draft and a new coach and a new coaching staff and more than likely, hopefully a new GM. And we're going to cover all that. But with nothing really going on right now, we didn't want to waste your time, but we did want to give you a preview. You got a prediction for the game? Do you have any idea who you think's going to win?
I kind of feel the Vikings are going to win.
I do too. I think the Vikings win by 3 or 4 points. I mean, Kirk's going to play. Zimmer said he's going to play his regular guys. I just hope they don't get hurt. I kind of look at this as an exhibition game.
Vikings are going to win 9-8.
On a block punt safety late in the fourth quarter.
By Mike Merriweather.
All right. That's what we got for our preview this week. We are going to take a quick break, and we will be back. We'll have a commercial, then we'll be back with trivia, and we'll wrap the show up with a big announcement at the end. Don't go away.
Welcome to the 100th season of the National Football League. Tonight is not about the league.
What's up, Juju?
It's about football. It's about the players, the fans, the moments, and everything else that makes you say, oh boy. Fumble! Oh! Oh! Come on! 1, 2, let's go!
No can do, cowboy.
Here we go now.
Come on, TG. Damn, B. Y'all know I have more yards than they do. You still got it. That hurt. Boy, this is a great party. Get out there, old man. Obese. Hey, come on now. Yes.
He's open.
Russ?
First down.
I got you, Tony.
That's a cake.
Can I have the ball, please?
You want this? Come and get it.
Welcome to Toonces Trivia. How you guys doing?
Good, Toonces. How are you?
Drew, how you doing?
Hello, Toonces. How are you doing tonight?
I'm okay. Trivia will be quick today. When will the misery end, guys?
Is that the topic, or is that just the one trivia question we get tonight?
That is the category. Here is your one question. What would you rather do? Watch the game on Sunday or poke your eyes out with a fork?
I mean, I've actually poked myself in the eye with a fork before, and it was quite painful. I'm going to go watch the football game, but with extreme prejudice.
I'm going to do both.
Okay, that works.
By the third quarter, the fork will be in the eye. Here we go.
Either answer was acceptable because I just do not care anymore. And that's trivia for the week.
We are on turbo, aren't we?
I mean, that's the feeling I get from a lot of Vikings fans. It's just, I want the season to end and just get on with things and get on with the new regime and do what they're going to do. Because, man, it's just a bad place to be in as a fan, isn't it? So that will wrap up our abbreviated episode of Vikings Report. Drew and Ted, thank you so much for coming along for the ride this year. It's been a whole lot of fun. I hope the Vikings can take us out of here with a win. For the offseason, I got a quick announcement. We are going to try something new a couple times, and we're going to try it a couple times, and hopefully we'll get the kinks worked out of it. And then by draft night, if you remember, we had our live draft show, the first round of the draft. This year we're doing the first 2 nights of the draft, first round and then the second and third round the next night. But we're going to take calls, and we're going to do it a couple times during the offseason. And what we'll do is we'll announce it. We'll get on social media. We'll get on Twitter. We'll get on Facebook. We'll say, hey, we're going to go live on this date and this time, and we're going to take some calls. And once we start the show, we'll figure out, we'll let you know how to call in and all that. And it's not really a call in. It's going to be getting a link for Zoom, and Ruby's going to work all that stuff out because she's a technical wizard. So that's our big announcement. I hope you guys want to call in and interact. Hopefully this will get everybody involved a little bit more, and we'll see how it goes. So thank you all who've tuned in and watched and continue to support us. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you to Drew. Thank you to Ruby. Thank you to Liz. Drew, take us home. Get us out of here.
Ted, thank you for all the hard work you put into the show. Let's wrap it up this week with a win against the Bears. We will see you Sunday for the post-game show. Say good night, Ted.
Good night, Ted. SKOL Vikes.